Hello and welcome to the fourth part in my series where I try to beat the Isle with every playable in the game. In this part I'll be playing Tenontosaurus, which was pretty fun playing a larger creature for the first time in this series. And I chose Tenontosaurus for this part because, as the graph on screen will show, whenever I did some observing to see how common each dinosaur was in this game, I found that 9% of all dinosaurs that I saw were Tenontosauruses, which roughly means that on a full server at any given time, there are around 9 Tenontosaurus players. This means this challenge will be less about just trying to find another Tenontosaurus, and rather the struggle to actually grow up and survive as an adult. So let's lay down the ground rules. So rule number 1, the win condition. For me to complete this challenge, I need to nest with the random, have hatchlings, and raise those hatchlings to the point that they are self-sufficient. Which means the point where they can eat solid food, like grazing and all of that. Once they reach that point where I could feasibly log off, and they will survive perfectly fine, that is my win condition. Now, that doesn't mean I'll just abandon them the moment they can graze. I will try to help them along for as long as possible. If I can get them to full adulthood, great. But if not, then oh well. And 2, I can't get help from a friend or from the Isles Discord to find someone to nest with. I have to find a complete random, just someone I find in-game through only the mechanics in-game. I can't get a friend to just join in, hop on, and help me out. I can't, go on the Discord and find someone on there and meet up. No. Has to be a random. But alright, without any further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, first things first. Male or female, decide by coin toss as per usual. Heads male, tails female. And once again, male. Okay. Not that bad. The male colorations on Tenonto aren't like the craziest things, so it shouldn't affect the chances of finding a mate that much. And what skins do I have? Got some good ones. I sort of like the blue here. Good camo. I mean, honestly, I already did blue with the Packy recently. Not really feeling the camo, but this. Oh yeah. I like this. Okay, yeah, we're going for sort of reddish, brown, a little bit of a creamy coloration elsewhere, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely vibing with that. So now the question of where to spawn. And as it is with many other things, northwest is my spot of choice. So, the 3 diets that you have with Tenonto, you've got radishes, potatoes, and mountain ash. So, radishes spawn all over Northwest. Just all over the place up there, like that's where it's at. Potatoes are just by the side of literally every river, so it's just all throughout the map. And then sumac, which is the hexagon diet that you get at the very start, you don't have to worry about for a while, spawns all the way in the southeast in the swamps. So, there is absolutely no point to spawn southeast, because the only diets around there are the ones that you already have. But if you go to northwest, immediately you can grab radishes. Immediately you can grab potatoes and get that 50% growth going. And then you just gotta make the long trek all the way to the swamp in order to get your hexagon diet back, but that diet should last you pretty much the entire trip. And I mean, it's a treacherous trip, but it's what you gotta do to avoid AFK growing and being extremely boring. Okay, it's not nighttime, but it's going to be, of course. As per usual. Is it just against the law for the game to be daytime when you spawn in? Okay, right, we got S diets immediately all over the place, though we've also got a huge number of corpses. But nighttime may actually work to my advantage a little bit if I can just quickly find my diets. It's now or never. I can hear the Carnotaurs. Yeah, part of the reason I chose Northwest, despite it being just a complete hellscape, is that if I die here, I don't lose anything. I just lose maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes of progress. Like, if I spawn in the swamps and walk all the way up here, I'm losing a lot more time and effort. There we go. If someone's already dug it up. But I'm probably not going to try to find whoever it was, if it was a Tenonto or a Hipsy. A full-grown Tenonto is no joke. A full-grown Tenonto can defend itself surprisingly well. Like, a person might just load up this game and think, oh look, it's like some Hadrosaur. Okay, I've seen, like, dinosaur books where they just get, and like documentaries where they get eaten constantly, they're just cannon fodder. No! This thing will murder you. It will murder you dead. Like, it is, I'd argue, the most versatile, has like the most versatile combat in the game. Like, I'm not gonna simplify it right now, because I don't want to make any unnecessary noise. Might not look like it, but this thing, whew, once it's full grown. But right now, I can't even jump over a log, so you know, I'm not that crazy yet. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get this die, if it's not in a precarious position. Ooh! Okay, didn't die. I'm good. Oh, this is perfect. Look at this. So, dig it up. And just munch on some potatoes here. Yeah, this isn't a half bad spot for some potatoes. And honestly, I should just fill completely up because I am not going to be eating anything else for a while. Now, the water can't be that far off if I found potatoes there. Yep, I need to head south. Okay, no, there's definitely something in there. I need to hug the tree line to the north. And should be able to avoid any carnivores in the northwest just by hugging the tree line. And eventually make my way around, get to the ravine, go through that, cross the river, and then I can head south, right into the swamp where all the mountain ash is. Okay, I've made it decently far, and yeah, 50% thirst, that's not gonna fly. Okay, back to the safety of the trees. Now there's a nice little, like, oh. Crap. There's definitely a Dano in these waters. Okay, but he's snapping on fish, and he can't possibly see me from this distance. Yeah, he's getting elite fish. So you know what, he'll be completely focused on that. And hopefully... It's risky. But I don't have another choice. Come on, drink faster. Oh no, I can hear that Dano. Hear that thing breathing. Okay. Barely avoid death. I gotta get through here. This is very high traffic between northwest and center. Oh boy, that just happened. Okay, let's very quietly, very slowly get the heck out of here. Whew. Oh boy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Anyone heading from center to northwest or vice versa is going right by that point. Yeah, I got out of drinking right there at just the right moment. If I took 2 seconds longer to drink, I think something would have spotted me. Just gotta go around that. Sounds like some stegosauruses. Which, it might be tempting to, you know, herd up with them. But I also can't trust that they won't just, you know, kill me for the lulz. I've seen stegos do that many times to small things. And if anything actually like comes over and, you know, checks them out, I mean, not gonna attack them, because whatever's, you know, checking them out's not completely suicidal. They'll see me, and all they'll have to do is land one charge on me and I'm dead. Like, they won't even have to care about the stegos. And they're likely not heading... I mean, they could be heading the swamp from northwest, but... That's either a raptor or a carnotaur. I mean, small carnotaur, but still big enough to screw me up. That's a raptor. Ooh, that's 2 raptors. Oh boy. Yeah, they're at the size where I bet they could pin me, and that's just game over. It's at least 3 of them. Yeah, they're full grown. I just need to lay low here until they move on. If they spot me, I'm dead. I can't outrun them, I can't fight them. My only option is to hide until they move on. I think they moved on. Let's get deeper in the tree line. Actually, no, I can't. This is literally the cliff right there. Oh yeah, they would have spotted me 100% if I kept going right here. That was like the last point that I could have stopped. Okay. Made it across most of center. Over here, there's usually not much going on. From my Dryo playthrough, I can attest to that. I'm probably crossed by those rocks. Though actually, I should sniff out... Well, I was gonna say I should sniff out some potatoes, but actually... I should wait on that. I mean, I can sniff out potatoes by any river, anywhere. But I should allow myself to get enough hunger that I can eat enough mountain ash, get my hexagon diet up. This is as good as it's gonna get. Whoop. Ah, crap, didn't get my jump in. Come on. Oop, tree. Okay. A little bit of sniffing. We've got potatoes around. Oh! Mountain ash right here, okay. I get that full instantly. 2 pterosaurs. Still in like the same area they were. A 3. Okay. Yeah, they just seem to be flying off together. Ah, come on, I can almost jump over logs. Almost. Wait, I bet I can do it, come on. Ooh. Ooh, come on. There we go. That's a milestone right there. If I wanted to AFK grow the rest of the way, I really could. But I mean, this is the one good thing about like the diet system with herbivores. You know, forces you to move around, forces you to... I mean, well, it doesn't really force you. It encourages you. I mean, you can grow. I can just graze for an eternity at the corner of the map and, you know, take an eternity to grow. Or I can focus on getting all the diets and have to actually traverse the map, have different migration routes, and all that jazz. At this point now, I could definitely use some more Tenontos. Because while one Tenonto may be tempting to fight, once you get 2 or more into the mix, like suddenly it becomes a very different equation. For Carnotaurs, they can try to rely on ramming still and still try to fight you, but for Raptors, it completely changes the odds. Like, if I was to be attacked by a full pack of Raptors, I mean, let's say like 5+ adults, that would very possibly be a big issue if they were playing well, and I didn't, you know, immediately like smoke 3 of them. But once you get to where you have 2 or more Tenontos, then Raptors don't stand a chance. Oh. That's what I'm looking for right there. Way on the outskirts. Perfect. I'm at 42%, so even if I decide not to drink here, go through the canyon, I'd be at another spot where I don't feel safe from Danos. And I would be, well, dehydrating at that point, so I'd have... Okay, just a 4. I'd have no choice. Oh, you piece of crap. Oh no. Log almost got me. Okay, yeah, no. Not drinking there. Here we go. Beautiful spot. Where are we at? 64%, almost to adult. Let's get to 75, 80%-ish. That should be... Yeah, it should be the point I can actually nest. As much as I'd like to give hatchlings a good diet, when you're this size and it takes you this long, I mean, like, just maintaining my diets, just simply making sure I don't lose all 3 diets, I have to run across the entire map and do a basically whole circuit, and I have to be sprinting like half the time just to barely make it, and then you factor in drinking to that. Yeah, it's not working out. Much better off just going with one of the 2 of one diet and then 1 of another combos. Give them 30% growth. And give me some bonuses, but... yeah. Unfortunate for any hatchlings, but it's just not viable, because I don't even spend any time in any locations. Like, I just immediately sprint off to the next for my diets. Yeah, once I'm fully grown, or at least to adult, I might just stick with a 30% growth diet, because at that point, the differences are marginal. Getting a little too close to the river. I mean, that's where potatoes are. I don't trust that one. That is right on the edge. Even this little part of the river where it's not much going on. I don't know, I think I'll try to find that one earlier that was like way out in the field. Yeah, Tennos have a big problem with Denos. Because they're always in areas where they're pretty common, and one of your food sources is right on the water's edge, by design. They're supposed to be, following water. And you're the biggest herbivore that a Dano can actually grab. So, I mean, they want you. I mean, you see a Tenno as a Dano and you're just on them. I mean, you can't let that opportunity pass you by. Go, go, go. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that splash. Yep, look at that, right there. Yeah, I see you. Right there. Huge Deinosuchus. And I bet... Are you actually gonna try this? Look at that dude. Hey, get out of here. Yeah, he could grab me. I bet that guy could grab me, and he'd have the stamina to pull me back in. Now, speak of the devil. That's why you gotta be careful. You cannot let your guard down for an instant. Unless you just feel like dying. Jeez, let's see, that's yeah, every carnivore in the game I've had a brief run-in with at this point. I mean, besides pterosaurs, which I was too big for them to even try to go after by the time I saw them, but yeah. When I made it to the swamps, I ran into another male Tenontosaurus and a very hostile pteranodon. No, bad thing with Tenontos is it's hard to tell what their, like, sexual dimorphism is. It'd be a bit difficult to tell just at a glance what they are. Yeah, screw you. Well, I guess now is as good a time as any to do a little combat demo of Tenno. Like I said, I was going to earlier. Well, like, this thing is versatile. This thing is so freaking versatile. Like, okay, you have your default little bite, doesn't do crap because you're a herbivore. Like, unless you're buying hatchlings or something, Juvie is, like, not your go-to. But it costs no stam, so there's that. Okay, then you have your alt attack, which is a friggin' thumb spike just hit. And that applies bleed, very useful to hit a fleeing target with, because you can be sprinting and, do it. Like, it is really effective, as you saw against that pterosaur. So you have that attack, which, is nice. It's also directional. Like, you can, thumb spike something behind you, but there's no reason you would ever do that, because you have your most powerful attack, your right click, which is just a kick, which that kick is brutal. Like, that thing will... I mean, really, that thing will stun Carnotaurus, kick him in the face repeatedly, just takes him down very quickly, does tons of damage, stuns him. And then you have the tail slam, and oh boy, the tail slam. It's the right-click alt attack. It is... Like, sure, it locks you in place, costs a lot of stam, but you hit something with that, pff, Raptor, dead. Carno, if it's not dead, it's on the verge of death, because you get one tail slam, and you can just keep slamming them. I mean, just pound them into the dirt, or tail slam and follow it up with multiple kicks, likely to the face. Yeah, you're in a very good position to absolutely murder anything. Like, a pack of raptors, a single Carnotaur, you can pretty comfortably handle. Like, you can pretty comfortably go, okay, if I play my cards right, if I don't, screw up, and especially if they don't play the best, I definitely have a good chance of surviving, even if I might take a bit of damage in the process. Now, once you get to the territory of 2 or more Carnotaurs, that's where, okay, if they're playing good, might have an issue. If I'm screwing up, and especially if Carnotaurs use their charge. Carnotaur's charge is its big thing against a Tenonto, because that thing knocks you down, and then get some free hits in. So that's really what I have to be wary of, because if a Carno tries to brawl you, you're in your element. You can definitely beat up a Carnotaur that's trying to just take little nips at you. But if he's trying to get charges in, that's where you've gotta start moving to more advantageous positions, gotta be a lot more conservative with what you're doing. Nope. Oh, hello. Got a lot of little Tenontos. Ooh, and a nest too. Okay. Wasn't expecting this. Well, okay, I guess I'll just stick around with these guys for a while. I mean, if either of these two are females, then we'd possibly get a nest going in the future. But alright, we are going to have a proper Tenonto herd in no time. As per usual, hatchlings are tiny. Okay, they're going for radish roots. They know something I don't, because... Well, I guess it's about the same migration, actually, as I was doing. Except for instead of going above North Plains, you go through South Plains in order to go get the radishes. Gravity, you better get with the main group, because there's definitely carnivores around here. That's a Carnotaur. That's 2 Carnos. And he just made noise. That's full grown by the looks of it. Now by talking, he's giving out gravity. You are going to die. Well, I will tank a charge if I need to. Got a tail slam on one. Okay. Got him with the thumb spike. Don't know if they know there's kids. I don't want to step on the parents' toes. Come on, let's get you. Let's get you away. They're focused on the parents. That's one right next to him. Oh, he's gonna get himself killed. And he's dead. I told him to follow me and he just stood there, so you know what, that's his fault. But what are they doing? We need to get a move on. We need to get out of here. Wait, did they take down one of the adults? Welp, that's the mate plus both children gone. Yeah, Tenno has to have some sort of, like, increased thirst drain, because I swear, like, that thing goes down like crazy. That's unfortunate, the only eggs they got, well, only hatchlings they got annihilated by Carnos, but to be honest, they were sort of oblivious. I mean, I get it that, like, as a juvie, you have a lot less night vision range, but man, just... Like, I said follow me, and only one even attempted to, and I think he got killed, even. Another Tenno tried to protect him, but you can only protect so much. Oh, okay. This could work out. I mean, heck, that could be... Yeah, that's, what, 12? Oh man, we could have quite the herd going. That's good enough. We can immediately get a second nest going. We can place it, I don't know, right here. Then you lay the eggs. Actually, that skin looks a lot like my camo skin I was thinking about using, but didn't. Woo woo! Okay, heck yeah. I mean, it's not a half bad place for a nest, actually. I don't think anyone comes through this area. Got plenty of radishes everywhere, river nearby to drink from. This is pretty good. Plenty of cover for all the little hatchlings. And anything tries moving through here will likely hear it or see it first. I mean, because anything coming through is likely coming from that direction, which we have a pretty clear sight line on. And actually, come to think of it, this would be some awful terrain for a Carno to try to fight in. Like, so many, you know, ups and downs, hills, sudden drops. You'd be breaking your leg in an instant. Like, this is just a non-starter for a Carno. Try and get in a fight over here. No, come to think of it, every dinosaur I've nested so far, I've nested down towards southwest. Oh, and we already got takers. Tex. No one else, but... Woo! Let's go! Beautiful. And they make such a cute little noise, don't they? Alright, I'll cover for you. Look at this tiny little thing. Just fits right between these massive claws. Like, I can't even get a proper look at him. Because he's just so tiny. Look at that. Look at this dude. Alright, no other takers yet. But, man, we've got one. And if so be it, I will protect this thing with my life. Like, I will not abandon him in the middle of the plains. I will go out there and fight a Carnotaur for him. I mean, not for someone else's kids. Not for that. Okay, if they lack self-preservation as much as those kids did. and they don't belong to me. Sorry, natural selection. But this one, I will protect you with my life. I will murder everything. I will fight a Deinosuchus for you. And when I say fight, I mean get dragged down by one in exchange for you. So the interesting thing to think of, with these guys pointing out that there's radishes and potatoes down here, that means you could fill up on both of those down here instead of northwest, and then just make the dangerous journey is to get Mountain Ash, but you can go through the woods south of South Center and get those pretty easily. That's actually a much better route than what I was taking. That sounds really close, but that sounds like an F call of some kind. Now we found another one. Hey! What, do we got another one or an egg? Okay, we brought friends. Oh, perfect. Lost half my health. But wait, how did I not break my leg? What the? I've never taken full damage like that without snapping my leg in half. Oh, we got a Packy too? Heck yeah. Okay, yeah, we've got a whole little thing going on here. So be aware, Packy, if you do anything, I will murder you with extreme prejudice. Stego, I mean, I can't do anything to you, but I will be very mad. Heck yeah, we got another one. Squab Bob. Woot woot. We got 3. Unfortunately, we might not be able to stay in our nest for much longer. We're definitely eating through all the food in this area. Might be wise to head back towards the swamp eventually. But we will have to cross Prime Carno territory in order to do so. While we were out getting food and water, we ran into 2 Tennos we'd previously passed by and added them to the herd. Right, we've got how many? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish. Just, whew. Eventually, the herd split in 2. The scarcity of food and the need for mountain ash for the growing hatchlings made us decide to split off and go south to the swamps. Darn it! Okay, I've got 2 kids, and everything must be put forth to protect them. Now, they are of grazing age, which technically, by the rules by challenge, mean, like, I could mark this off as a win, but want to ensure their survival. Okay. Let's do it then. Yeah, the odds of Carnos being down here at night somewhat low. Normally don't see them in the northern part of South Plains. They usually keep more towards up there where the goats spawn. And up into the mud pit. But if we go past that, then we should be fine. Luckily with how the terrain is set up, we shouldn't be silhouetted against anything. We have a pterosaur following us. Nah, crap, we are right by the mud pits. A little bit off of where I thought we were. Oh crap, that's Carnos. Come on, keep moving, follow me. Crap, and now he's made a noise. Oh crap. Nuh-uh. Get kicked. Get kicked. Get kicked. Come on. Crap, I'm not so good at capitalizing on it. No, no, no. Well, dang it. They got me. If I didn't take that stupid fall, I would have lived. Yeah, we ran right into a whole horde of Carnos. And unfortunately, my group, one of them decided to make a sound after I drastically changed direction away from them. I told them we don't make a sound. I don't think they even saw us until the guy made a noise. Like, people forget. People really do forget that you make noise every time you type. Like, just in this one life, twice people got killed because they made a bunch of noise by typing in chat. Looking at it, it's a good-sized herd. There are at least 3 to 4 other adults, plus the 2 juvies. They were of grazing age, so that's technically a win on my part, but odds are at least one of them got out of that alive. Like, at least one of them would have escaped into the tall grass or something, and hopefully can make their way down to the swamp, even if everyone else got taken out by the Carnos. Because the babies aren't gonna be chased after in the same way as the adults are, especially since they've gotten me down. I bet the other guys have been torn to pieces. But yeah, I mean, that's the Isle. That's how it goes sometimes, and sometimes dying so that others can escape is the best you can do.